Right now, residents in McGregor village in the Western Cape still don't have full access to basic needs following the recent floods. There are fears septic tanks could soon overflow, resulting in sewage leaking into the streets. Petrol and diesel supply, as well as ATM facilities, are all depleted. The municipality says repairs are underway. Our reporter Kevin Brandt is on the ground and he joins us now live for more details. Kevin, when you speak to municipal, members and the leaders of that particular area, what are they saying they're going to do to try and assist these community members? They've basically been cut off from the rest of the world.
Good afternoon, Masejo. Well, word from the authorities here is that fuel eventually arrived last night. Today is the first day that the community has now had access to petrol as well as diesel. That came through last night. We've earlier spoken to some of the local municipalities' representatives at the bridge between the road, on the road that connects McGregor with Robertson. We've now made our way into the community of McGregor, and that is the word that we're receiving from officials here. So at least the fuel situation is being addressed. Unfortunately, the ATMs still remain cut off, and residents will have to commute via a detour to Robertson to try and access some of their funds. We know it's time now when the pensioners and the social grants are being paid out, so heavily affecting the residents here. But joining me now is Elizabeth David. She's a resident here. Her home is just here towards my right, impacted because of the flooding or the damage that you can see behind me. Thank you so much for joining us, Elizabeth. Can you tell us how was your home affected during the heavy rain of last week?
Me and my one son was inside and the other one was outside, and afterwards then I saw one of the bricks hit the wall and all the water came through. And when I called the sons and say, "Where are you? Here comes the water." Then the water was already in the lounge and it goes to the 2 bedrooms and the kitchen. And afterwards we were standing in the house for about 4 hours in the water before my son-in-law came from Robertson with his 2 sons, and one of them carried me out on his back outside and take me up to his mother's house. And I was there for the week because I couldn't come home. My bedroom was soaked. And yeah, my eldest grandson and my youngest son, I asked them do something, and they went out with ropes and they tied them up, and they goes and they hit down one of the walls of to cover the rugby field just to get rid of the water.
Tell me, how did you manage when the community was cut off? No one was allowed or could go out. There was also the issue with regard to the ATMs that I believe that is still not being able to dispense funds to residents. How did you manage to cope to buy some things for yourself?
Well, my boys are working and they support me. And with my pension, I went to Robertson with the taxi, spent extra because we can't blame them because we go via other places to get to the shops. And I go to Robertson and do my things that I have to do and come back by taxi. So I didn't depend on the ATM here in McGregor.
Thank you very much for sharing your story with us, Masejo. There you've heard from Elizabeth David, a resident here, explaining that eventually the residents were able to start moving out of the community, but as she explained, it's via different routes. It costs more. However, the residents on the ground here, many of them are still not able to access their money. And some people at the local shop that I was earlier also say that the prices of these items have been slightly increased now, knowing that residents are unable to move out of the community. But I'm also joined by one of the local officials on the ground here. Thank you so much for joining me. Can you just tell us from the municipality side, what are the officials doing to come to the aid of the residents who still rely heavily on the services being provided by the municipality?
What I can say is from Monday, I reported to what is going on in McGregor. So they respond very well. That's why gift of givers come through because of their help to support me in this case for food passes and so on. Also on the road that they start on, and also to fix. It's a long way, that road where we go. But they say for now, but it's very difficult because it costs money for the people in the vehicles. Yeah, it's a problem because it's gravel road, it's a tall road, and some of the people can't afford to go to Robertson, and that's why. And also on the ATMs, it's a problem. People must go now to Robertson, and people ask more for an item what's supposed to be. And that is all of this affected McGregor, and also around the farmers. It's difficult because we as community live from the farmers because they give us work. We go out there, and if they are destroyed and there's nothing, then we don't have work. And then on the other hand, we got the small farmers. They just, everything is destroyed over them. They lost cows, pigs, and yeah, a lot of the animals is destroyed, and they put in. And this isn't easy for them to get some food for them. But on the other hand, we got the farmers. They help a lot. They do things on their own. They try to open the road. Some of the people who was on the farm there at Pakap, at Houtbaai, at the Lords, they couldn't come through, so they helped with that. And then at Oplas, people lost everything. Some people don't have a place to stay now. And it's hectic, and the road to go there is also still in preparing. Some of the farmers help, or some of the community help. But what I can say is from now, from my side, I'm thankful for the gift of the givers who come through with the municipality, with the rescue, with the police, the clinic, everyone in the community, and from outside the help who's coming. It make it lighter, because I could give out 350 food packets, but I start with the elderly, because we as community must look after them. They can't go out. So I go to them, and we give out the packets that they can have food for them to go to Robertson. Some of them haven't got kids to go.
Thank you. Sorry to interrupt you there. I just want to double check from you in terms of infrastructure, electricity. Electricity supply been restored in this community to all the residents?
Yes, it was off on Monday because it was hectic because of poles, but in time they do the little bit. So they do that to fix that. So it's on that side, but it's just on the farms there by Klipwater, because of the poles. You can't go in there to, it's wet, it's mud.
Just lastly, sorry, with regard to sewerage, there were concerns with regard to the toilets that people use here in the community. As that issue being sorted out?
Hey, it's sorted out, and I'm thankful for Pete Phillips and his team who work here. They fix up, they do something that worked. So there was more than 100 people who suffered, but they fixed it. On Wednesday, I think it was when the footpath, they fixed it. And I'm happy for that, because it's a little bit later, but we still have a need for more than 2,000 people.
Maria Oostendorf-Krokamp, she's the local ward councillor here in this community, Masego, giving an update saying that they are prioritizing the needs of the elderly, but also that there are about 11 people completely destitute, all their belongings, they've lost everything. And these are the affected residents where the local officials here, together with the relief aid organizations, in particular Gift of the Givers, are now intervening to try and bring some relief to those residents.
All right, Kevin Brandt in Robertson.